Welcome. My name is Alistair Shirazi, and today we have an amazing guest here, Shawn Greenway of agency SaaS.io, SaaSpreneur, high-level SaaSpreneur. So excited to learn about you. Welcome. How you doing
What's
today?
going on, man? Thanks for having me on your show. We didn't know each other even 2 weeks ago, but through the community up here, it's above me, the high level community, which is a great community. We kind of went back and forth, and here we are. I'm looking forward to this.
Amazing high-level community. It's one of the best things about the software and the whole process in general. Now, give a couple bullet points on you, Shawn. So Shawn is a SaaS expert. All right, he started out as an agency, so offering agency type services, and he made the switch from 90% agency services to 90% SaaS type offerings. And so he's also achieved SaaSpreneur status on high level, which means that he's gotten over 100 SaaS level customers on his account. So we can ask him a lot about that as well. And who I am is I'm a relatively new agency owner. I offer agency and some SaaS services for pressure washers and carpet cleaners. And so this is a really awesome conversation that we're going to be having today between somebody who is further down the road, being able to look back and talk to somebody at the beginning of their journey, which I am right now. So the conversation we're going to have right now is, sensei and student, as you will, a Jedi master and a new Jedi. And I'm super excited to learn about you and everything that you've gone through in your journey. So, Shawn, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your background with your business?
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily an expert, but I'm definitely a couple of steps ahead of some other people. So, and we love to, just like always, to turn around and get a hand up and pull us forward because the community is great. I want everybody to succeed. That's the kind of person I am. So, a quick background with me is that before we got into the marketing agency space, I was a loan officer for almost 10 years. So, as a loan officer, I was already in that groove of marketing, trying to find ways to follow up, all the different things that, of course, a high level account can offer. So I always wanted to try to find that machine, if you will, or even if I had to build one, of how I could put someone in on one piece of this machine and it spits out a deal on the other end, right? So once we came across high level, it's like, wow, here's that machine. So we took that and white labeled it. So we've had a marketing agency for 4 years. And, if people go to our site and see the story, is that we did go from 90% agency to 90% SaaS in less than 1 year. And how we did that was we had found high level, I think it was 2000, November 2019. And to be honest with you, for that first year of like 2020, we were using it for fulfillment because, we found, oh man, we could send our clients a text, we can do this, automate a few things. It wasn't until early 2021 that we realized that, wait a minute, we've got something here. And we started hearing some people in the communities like, you can sell sub accounts. It's like, well, we can do that. And it just really, man, to be honest, it kind of just started from there. We decided to white label it. So anybody that does join, they can put their brand, their name, whatever they want to on there. But we put our colors, the lead dragon name, all of those good things, and just started right away with it. So that's just kind of like the past 10 to 15 years. Loan officer, marketing agency, and then the marketing agency led us to now what we call SaaSpreneurs. So that's kind of the start, if you will.
Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to take people to your website so we can take a look at kind of what you guys offer and what you guys are all about. I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen. You can see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So this is your website here. Can you kind of walk us through this a little bit? First of all, this is you here. What is this? What's this little award you
Yeah,
got
so
here?
this is we just have got those in just this past week or whatever. So this is the SaaSpreneur Award, Gold Award. High Level just had their first global summit October 22, and this award was given out to anyone that had 100 plus SaaS sub account clients in their accounts, which in the beginning we thought, man, that'd be really hard to get. But if you just put your nose down to the grindstone, do the right things and push forward, you can get there for sure. Anybody can get that if they just really work at it. So we get that award. So of course we have it on here. And this whole site is really about our story and all the resources. We kind of like pull the curtain back a little bit and say, look, you want to be where we're at? Here are some of the tools that we use, and you can show them in a minute. We have podcasts with, some of the owners of High Level, some of the big players in the community, some of the add-on, other softwares that work really well with High Level that can help add value, to your platform. So this is really a good resource site. So I would encourage anybody that's watching or listening to this, definitely check out agencysas.io and do us a favor too. Click on the little yellow join our community, and it should take you right to Facebook. And go ahead and join our group. We have an open group. We love it. It's growing. Because we haven't had the site up that long. But you know what was like, how are we going to share our knowledge and our love if we don't have some platform to show it? So this is where we started. It was like, all right, start the website and let's go. So we've got a lot of good feedback, and we continue to add to the blogs, podcasts, and that's why I'm so glad to be on this one today, just so we can get more people into a site like this where they can kind of figure out, like, how can I go from I don't have a high level account, or maybe you do have a high level account, but you don't have the SaaS level yet. Well, that's where we can help get you off the fence and say, go SaaS and you'll never regret it.
Yeah. So a couple of clarifications. Is this Slack channel here, but you guys have a Facebook group now? Is that right?
Correct. And that should be updated today, that message at the bottom. We decided not to have the Slack channel anymore because it just got too cumbersome.
Yeah.
So the button's going to take them to the Facebook group, to where you can get in the Facebook group, because we put a lot of good stuff on the Facebook group as well.
Awesome. So I want to just shout out this podcast channel right here because, um, guys, if you are new to high level or new to marketing in general, check out this podcast because this really has a who's who list of names on here from all different, high level, the upper level of the high level community, if you will, including co-founders, director of marketing, director of business development, the who's who basically. So
Correct.
I personally went down the rabbit hole here, spent several hours on this podcast looking at all these different, and they're short, quick hit too. So take some time and check out this podcast. There's a lot of really great information here. So definitely worth checking out, and join the community as well. I know I'll be in there. So, we can come in there and we can chat there as well. And going down here, so you have a few different services that you're available to. Now, what is this one here? The white label chat GPT-3 for your
Yeah.
SaaS.
Yeah. As everyone knows and have heard, artificial intelligence is taking over the world, right? Well, truth be told, is artificial intelligence has been around a long time. It's just now that people actually see it and then are talking about it. So there's two different things. There's Chat GPT and there's GPT. Chat GPT is for conversational. GPT is for prompts, like if you got prompts. So we do have a product here. Anyone's listening, if you're interested, this is a white label. So if you'll scroll down for me just a little bit till you get to the blue and white screen. Yep, right there. So this is a video. Basically, this shows where you can iframe it into your high level account. Okay. So that all of your sub accounts. So, whether you've got 30, 40 sub accounts, or some people in the community have thousands, you can have this iframed into your account, and they can use those prompts to help them write, newsletter copy, Facebook ads. There's the chat button if you get that version, to where you can have conversational. So we have it down into there, which is amazing. All the clients love it. So that's
That's
a
great.
great add-on. Or you can just use the link in another tab. So even if you don't have a high level account, you can iframe it and put it into other places. If you're on ClickFunnels, all the other softwares, there's so many different ways. It's not just for high level. You can use it in so many other directions on your websites, or if you got a video course, membership. So a lot of good case uses on that. Same thing at the bottom that you're going through with the resources. There's plenty of resources at the bottom here. These are these are the cool things if you're in the high level community or you're going to join, is that these are some of these cool add-ons like the one right there in the middle, Pimp My High Level. Those are the guys that changed up our colors and had all the cool UI. All these other
Hmm.
things are added value to your customers. The support, we use that actual support, which is HL Pro Tools. Upex is an add-on to easily let your clients do their own Facebook ads with 3 clicks. White label suites down there. That's it's almost like a scraper, but I hate to use that word. Can find emails of companies that you want to then
Mm.
to email campaigns and so on and so forth. An attorney that SaaS contract, Chris Lyle, know him personally. He'll get you set up in the right legal wise for your SaaS side. He's also a trademark attorney, which is important. We just put in for our trademark for one of our companies. So, Invisible PPC. If you're an agency and you're doing PPC, these guys are badasses, if I can say that. Um, that just like it says, Invisible PPC. They're behind the scenes, but they kill it. We use them over in our marketing agency. So, and we're always putting new stuff on here, man. I mean,
Awesome.
we're trying to give as much stuff out here so that when people come in, because guess what? Where you're sitting, I was there 3 years ago, and I'm like, what do we need to do? And we didn't have a site like this to go to where we could, come along quicker. So we're like,
Yeah.
you know what? We're going to make sure the next guys and girls that come along, we're going to at least make sure that they got the right information, the right knowledge to make a decision to move faster if they choose to, because it's not that tough at all to go from 0 to 10K a month in SaaS quickly if you're doing the right things. But like I said, it's just, as you know, more than anybody, it's about the right information, right?
Yes, sir. So let's talk about that. How do you go from 0 to 10,000 a month with a SaaS company or an agency company?
Yeah. So,
How does that happen?
and the reason I don't say 20 or 30 is because some people can't comprehend 20 or 30 because they've never seen that monthly. And I get that. Trust me, I've been there. Is comprehending how to get to 10K is if you start your SaaS, right? I always tell people, just like we did, try to go get 3 people sub accounts within your thing, even if it's beta, like you're going to let them have the product for 2 to 3 months, whatever, or even a month, 2 to 3 months in exchange for uh, honest feedback and testimonials, preferably video testimonials if you can get them, right? That way you can learn what the questions are. Because I'm going to be honest right now, if somebody just said, okay, I'm going SaaS, I'm going to go spend thousands of dollars on ads to try to drive people in, that's not a good formula for us, because it took us getting those 3 people, taking questions, getting testimonials, learning what how people are using it, us learning too. You really need to dig down deep and be like an expert, so to speak, at high level in order to be able to sell it. So getting that feedback helped us. Plus two, you need to go through what we call onboarding calls to learn what's next. So we started with 3, like the beta. We went from 3 and we had someone find us. He joined, and a few days later, he said, I got a guy in Atlanta that would like this. Can you talk to him? I was like, sure. A couple days later, he said, I got this person wants to talk to you. Next thing I know, I had 5 more people just because of this one guy. And it was like, ding, let's go. So then we
Hmm.
just put the hammer down, so to speak. But we also, the next thing I'll let you in on to try to get quicker to that 10K a month is I quickly started an affiliate program for our SaaS. So we do have an affiliate program for it. So that first guy that came along that already gave us 5, I guess it was, I was like, hey man, you want to be on our affiliate program? Keep sharing the love, and we share the love with you.
Mm.
So that was how we did that. Went from 90% agency to 90% SaaS in that first year. Is get a core of 10 people going, really going. Start offering the affiliate link to the ones that that's going to put your name out there, and we grew very quick. Like we went from 10 to 20 accounts to 30 to 40 to 50, and it just kept going. And a
Yeah.
lot of that I'll have to say it attributed to the affiliate side, because here's the main thing I want to share with you about the affiliate side that most people do not think about. It's not like we've got a team of 20 over here running what we do. We've got, we're right at maybe, I think five. The fifth one's like the superstar that we reach out to when we need him, right? Kind of a project one. But there's really four of us, okay, doing what all we do. So, I'm business development and sales for our team, but guess what? I got a sales team out there. All those people that have affiliate links, that's my sales team.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take anything from this podcast, guys, anybody that's listening, is having an affiliate program is a sales team. Use that
Mm.
sales team to your advantage. If you can, send them, graphics, content, things that you can encourage them maybe to share on their social. A lot of the affiliates that I have that are in there, probably 75% of them have in their link tree on their social bios, they have a button that says best automation software. When somebody clicks that button, it takes them to their affiliate page for us. Somebody signs up, they're going to get paid each month, and they're not even having to do nothing. We're going to onboard them. We're going to do all that. So
Best
that's the gem I want to drop on everybody, is the affiliate program.
affiliate program, best automation software, goes to your affiliate page, and you have a whole team of people working for you essentially just by sharing the word, and then you being the one that is working with them. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, and they're because if you get them excited about the product, like once you get them going and they're getting some quick wins, as they like to say, um, they're making money with the system, they're going to share that. At the very least, they're going to share that with their friends and colleagues.
Yeah.
But then we get to another level to where we've seen some of our affiliates actually do go live or make posts, and on their posts is like them videoing their
Automations, whatever.
our automation screen, and they're like, guys, this is what we use to grow our business. You need to check this out. I mean, that goes a long ways. That's they're most of them are like, well, I say most of them, a handful of them are like micro influencers, right?
Hmm.
And it really helps. So
Yeah.
having an affiliate program can help get you to that 10K really quick if you're doing the right things.
So what are you offering? What's the value offering that you're providing to these people?
To the affiliates.
No, to the end customers. Like, what are they actually, like, what are you selling?
Oh, for our system.
Yeah, like, what's the system that you're selling? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
so the high level, we got the white level, high level program. So we did make a mistake in the beginning to not go niche, as they say. We made that mistake, but we went broad, right? And now we're kind of a little stuck with it. We have a couple of little niches within the being broad, but if you go to our site and check it out, we've got attorneys, we've got restaurants, gyms, septic tank service. I mean, this type of system fits any business. Anybody that's got a business and that wants more business is going to cover that, because anybody that's already knows a little bit about high level, everything from the automation, pipeline management, two-way texting, email builder. One of the biggest things that I talk about when I'm on demo calls is I try not to talk about the features, because to be honest, most of the small business people, they don't care about the features. They want to see the future, because you've probably heard a lot of these guys say sell the future, not the
mhm,
features, and that's true. But one of the biggest things that I go over at the end of the call is the things that you will replace or never
mm.
need, which you're replacing Mailchimp, Active Campaign, Pop Drive, Podium, ClickFunnels, Wix, Kajabi, on and on and on and on and on, right? That you could spend anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month, but we've got it for $297 a month, and you get all that done into one thing. And that once people wrap their head around what they're going to wind up spending if they go too far with other stuff versus I can get this now. So you're going to have, Obviously, you're going to get, we attract people all the time that are just starting their business to people that's had businesses for 20 plus years and
Hmm.
everything in between. So as a, as a good, I guess, salesman, you need to learn and understand if they're just coming into business, what is their level of business acumen versus somebody that's been doing it for 20 years. A lot of times, even the one that's been doing it for 20 years, they may have been doing the wrong things over and over every year. So
Hmm.
getting them into a robust type of platform like this is a little scary for them. So that's the next part I wanted to kind of cover with you, is that the importance of that beginning stages of growing is get on the calls of those betas. I mean, never think that you're wasting time by being on a bunch of calls, because you're going to learn from them. Like in that first year, Javier, which is my business partner, he took a lot of the onboarding calls, because we give 2 1-hour onboarding calls for everyone that signs up. He went through hundreds of onboarding calls, and
Hmm.
because of going through hundreds, those first 15 to 20, they sucked. He would probably tell you. When he got to 30, 40, 50, it was getting better. By the time we got to 100 onboarding calls, we knew we had, we had it down to scripts, process, what needs to be covered, what needs to be set up. And now, because of that, we were able to add from the site, go to HL Pro Tools. They help us now some with our onboarding, because we can give them a process. Here's how they need to be onboarded. So
Yeah.
it's important to go through the trenches when you start. But if you do those things, get the beta, you know, get on the calls with these people, learn what they're thinking of and what they're asking for, and help them build so you can get a process down. And then when you get to 10, let's call it 10 sub accounts, create your affiliate program and then just go for it.
Now, so one thing that I see as a potential challenge to overcome is, why would somebody buy from an affiliate or you instead of going to high level directly? Like, is that something that you get often as an objection?
I've seen it. So here's the best way to explain that. So if whoever's listening, so you can go to high level directly, and they've got, what I know of, they got 3 layers. They got a 97, which I think you get one account, maybe
Hmm.
one sub account with it. Can't remember. There's a 97, 297, and 497. Okay. 497 is the top one. It's the pro plan. It's SaaS. That's what we're on. That's how we do what we do, because you can rebuild everything else. They can go and get the 97 one if they want. So let's just say Bob the plumber here in my town goes to high level because he's like, I don't want to pay these guys 297. Let me go. I found this high level, says they got it for 97.
Hmm.
Great. It's like me and you going to the car lot, okay, and the beautiful car sitting there, and like, hey, I want that. But as soon as we get in it, there's no engine,
Hmm.
right? You get a shell, in my opinion, when you just go to high level. So when you get the right white label, so to speak, like we've got the support, we just, before we got on this podcast, we had our office hours live Zoom to where people come on and ask questions. We've got a library full of, videos, how to's, recorded webinars, master classes, podcasts, um, 24 hours, 7 day a week live chat. I could go on, you'd have to stop me, but you don't get that with the
Hmm.
97 from high level. High level, when you pay the 97, they're like, okay, here you go.
Hmm.
Here's your account. Go. And then you take it from there. But see, that's how we started. We started with a regular account, and we had to learn the system. And thank goodness we're a marketing agency. We knew how to learn it. But 99% of your regular companies out here are not going to know how. So to finish that question off, we have people all the time come to us that a business that started with the 97 plan, they're like, we just don't get it. I'm like, okay, sign up 297, and you got uh, connected to support me, everybody, right? They're like, okay. So that's how, did I explain that the right way to understand it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like, especially I can see where the value would be coming in if you have a niche. You talked about septic tank, owners. business owners.
Mhm.
And so if there's a business or a niche out there that you've made it clear that you understand their business and that you've customized the solution to fit their business needs, and that you have supercharged, done all the legwork for them and give them a shortcut option in order to fast track their success through the software, offer them the support, offering them, all the different things that come with, the build-ons that come with your offering. That's how you can kind of make it different. And I think it's important to learn. What I take away from that is to move away from being a commodity and really being into your own business, your own kind of blue ocean product, to
Correct.
where you're the only one offering something as unique as what you're offering. And at the end of the day, what they're getting is you. They're getting Shawn Greenway backed program, which that's priceless.
Yes, and you said it just right. Even with the blue ocean analogy, is that most of you are watching this. If you know anything about high level, I mean, there's thousands and thousands of people that have high level accounts that attempt then to white label and sell SaaS, and they should. But there's a lot of them that are worried. They're like, well, what if somebody finds out it's high level? It doesn't matter. You have to learn how to explain that. Like today, if I got on a demo call, I had one this morning, but if I was on a demo call right now and they said, well, isn't this just high level? You'll
Mhm.
hear them say just high level. Say no, this is built off of the high level platform. And then, like going back to what you said, and here's what we've added on. We have the support, we have the videos, we have the office hours, we have the training if needed. We have all of these things that go above and beyond it. If you go to high level, which you can, you're just going to get a shell. Over here, you're getting us, like you said, you're getting me. Over there, you get nothing but the platform. And
Mhm.
we're always putting out more things. We just added on, you saw it on the site. We just added the artificial intelligence integration into the system. Now people don't even have to think too much about what copy to put on a landing page when they're building it or a newsletter. They can get in conversation on the chat with the GPT 3.5 just came out, the turbo. We just
Mhm.
integrated that yesterday into the system. The UpX to be able to do 3 clicks away from doing Facebook ads, the white label suit, all of these things that there again, if you go out there and separately try to do all these things, you're going to spend $2,000 plus a month, and you still got to try to figure everything out, log in, log out, try to make them talk to each other, all that crap. We've done it. It
Mhm.
doesn't work. And even if it does work, you're going to wind up paying too much money. And really, the simple fact, too, that one thing we did talk about when you go to SaaS level at 497, you have the ability to do rebilling. So, like you're getting you basically you're under the umbrella of high level of I believe it's with Twilio, and you get it at a great price. Like over here for us personally, we don't really mark it up that high because we're not trying to make money here. We're making it on the monthly because that's what we want to do. But I know a lot of guys in the community that because they're in a certain niche, they will actually, 2x, 3x the rebilling so that they're actually making some money on the text as well. So
Mhm.
in that case, if their client spends $100 that month on their text rebilling, the colleague may be making $50 off that 100 because
Mhm.
of the way he's got the rebilling. You can't do that on the lower levels. So
Mhm.
if you're going at this to be an agency to reselling, or even if you're freelancing or coach or something, but you want to sell off sub accounts to make some good money, you got to go for the 497 plan, and it's worth it. You know,
Yeah.
it really is.
Can you talk to me about your client acquisition system? How do you get new clients, and what's your process, and from the lead generation down to the demo and down to the closing? What does that look like?
Yeah, I'll start with what we talked about a while ago. It's as crazy as it sounds. The affiliate side is really what's gotten probably 80% of our business. I'm not going to
Wow.
lie. And with that, so the affiliate side, and then just the retargeting of the website. Now we've got 2 years. Well, I say 2 years, probably a year and a half's worth of really good, the SEO and just really pushing things like that. So, as we all know on this call, SEO is really good. So, you pushing your SEO, doing the retargeting, those affiliates will really get you going. Like I had a call 2 weeks ago with a demo, and I always ask them, "How did you hear about our platform?" And this guy said, "I heard about it in this," and I'm not going to say the circle, uh, but anyway, it was in a group. I'm like, "Oh man, you're kidding!" And that circle that I'm referring to is that big circle, and I've already gotten people from that circle of the coaching area over there. And so your name will continue to get around when more so if you're doing an affiliate program than it will even your own efforts. We're just now at 2 years in, we're just now had conversations about we're going to start running ads.
Wow.
We really don't, we like, other than, like I said, retargeting, we might have tried one or two quick ads and then we say, oh, just turn them off. We got plenty to do, whatever. But we're just now in 2023 saying, man, what if we go, put some money into some ads to this fire? What could it do? So, and because we have these other businesses, the white label that you just showed, the whitelabelgpt.com, and now we got a new one that we start beta tomorrow. I can't share the name with you, but I will say this: it's a prompt and form builder. It's going to allow an agency owner, a high level owner, uh, everybody in the free world, so to speak, to be able to create their own prompts and own forms to get those responses. They're going to be able to embed them in their websites, on their high level accounts. Even the high levels are going to be able to create snapshots from this tool. I can't wait
Wow.
to share it with you within the next week. I can't say the name of it right now because I don't want everybody going trying to look for it because we're in beta and we're really close to an official launch. But
Looking
because of
forward to
all of
that.
that, it's kept us from running the ads. But yeah, we're about to go full strong on those ads here probably next month
So
for
let me get this straight. You're doing almost everything you've acquired to this point has been organic with no paid advertising. Most of it, is that fair to say?
correct for their SaaS side. Yes,
That's
correct.
incredible. That's
Now
incredible.
here's the magic in this. This is things like 10 years ago. I'm 53. 10 years ago, if what I'm about to say, I would have said that's baloney. But I can tell you this because you've ever heard, I think it was Zig Ziglar or Jim Rohn said, activity breeds activity.
Hmm.
So when you make decisions and just say, I'm going to do it, make a decision, figure it out later, and you move forward like we did with the SaaS. Now here we are 2 years in. Within the past few months, because of what we're doing, we've seen other opportunities. Hence
Hmm.
the white label GPT, this new one that's coming out tomorrow. So we started here. We saw this opportunity. I'm telling you guys, you just, as an entrepreneur, as anybody that's listening, you have to take risks. You have to just sometimes just commit, jump in. Guess what? It's okay to fail. And you hear Gary Vee talking about it all the time. Fell fast and fell often, right? And that is so
Absolutely.
true. I'd rather, like, if I know I'm going to make 10 decisions this week on some ideas that we're going to try, it's okay that I'm going to fail at 9 of those. It takes that one hit to keep going. And that's how we started. We started with a marketing agency, found high level, got that going. Still got the marketing agency, still got the high level white label, started this other SaaS, and now another SaaS starting tomorrow. It's crazy what you can get into, but you just have to take the risk and move forward.
Amazing. So speaking of Gary Vee, I'd like to know who inspires you. Is
Well,
there other authors or entrepreneurs that you look up and
yeah,
aspire to be?
yeah. And I'll be honest with you, and I got some of his gear on here. Grant Cardone. I know everybody knows who that is if you're watching this,
Hmm.
your podcast. I found Grant about 7 years ago, strolling across YouTube. I was in the loan industry at the time. I was, when get to that point in your life and your business, you're like, man, I'm missing something, right? And so I was searching on YouTube, Googling, and I come across a couple of YouTube videos and started listening to him. I was like, yeah, I like his energy because you got to find somebody you resonate with.
Yeah.
Some people do, some don't. Them. Um, I liked his energy, I liked his message. I went and bought the 10X rule. Then when he got Sell or Be Sold, um, Obsessed or Be Average, went to some boot camps, and I just really immersed myself in what he was teaching. And that's what changed everything that was going on in my life, period. Personal, business, everything, the way that I think. So through Grant, and this is a plug for Grant, I guess, is that I can honestly say I probably wouldn't be here for the most part today, even with you, if it wasn't for Grant and what I learned from him. And going to that business boot camp was amazing too. Met him, talked to him. They have such a great structure there on how to do things. But it's that mental thing that he taught me about. Increase the activity, get the level of certainty. So once I learned how to flip the switch on being certain about what I wanted to do, and have the mentality that, okay, I'm not going to fail at this. Now, if I do fail, that's okay too. But to have that level of certainty. So Grant was a big turn in my career, with not only as a loan officer but in life. And I would just say this, just like most guys are going to tell you, go find somebody you resonate with on YouTube. Find them, follow them. Don't try to do like I did back then, and try to follow 10 different people. Find a couple guys, really dig into what they're teaching, get some good books. If I'm going to throw a good book out for you, is this past year, I wound up, I do a lot of, what do you call it? Audible.
Audible.
Yep. Who Not How is a big one that changed a lot of how I think this past year. I'm not if you're familiar with that one.
Who will not
So
how? I haven't heard of it.
Who Not How is a really good one, because what's the first thing that you and I both do when we're in our business? It's like we're always thinking, how can I do this?
Mm.
You got to change that thought to who can do this? Because
Mm.
me, as Shawn, if I consider myself as a $1,000 an hour guy, then I need to be the who can do this. Because if I've got something over here that can be done for $15 an hour, 10 or 20 or $25 an hour, I don't need to be doing it. Not because I'm too good to be doing it. It's because I know I can be doing things like this with you that's going to raise the bar for my business.
Mm.
And I need to delegate either to someone that we have, or hit somebody up on Upwork and say, hey, handle this, right? So Who Not How is probably the number one book in the past 3 years. And then of course the second one would be was it $100 million Offer, Alex
Alex
Ramosi.
Hormozi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Kind of
a
a kind of
great
a
one.
blend of both of those will give
Mhm.
somebody that's watching the show a perspective of like, who not how. You got to learn to delegate and get what you need. And then Hormozi is going to hit you at the other angle of like how to make the offer, how to make it, what does he say? So good
Make an
that,
offer so good that they feel stupid for saying no.
yes. And I love that.
Yeah.
And it's so true. So we try to do that in in all of our stuff. We've even now got what's called a starter pro plan on our white label high level site, to where we realize there's people that are just brand new to systems like this. It's scary for them to go ahead and jump in at 297. So we give them a lower rate, but they only get a portion of the system, but it allows them room to play,
Yeah.
learn at their own pace. They feel comfortable with it. And then 2 or 3 months in, they can come back to us and say, hey, you know what? I'm ready to move forward. I want the text. I want the email marketing. I want the video course integration, all that stuff. So you just, like I said, you just have to find ways to make the offers. But there again, me and you both, between us both, I bet we've read 1,000 books.
Yeah.
But no matter what's in those books, sometimes you just gotta dive in and go through the trenches and we always make a joke, you gotta get your teeth knocked in
Oh
to
yeah.
really understand some of those things that are in those books, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. And speaking of that, do you typically deal more with agencies or end user businesses in your
Well,
particular service?
it's a little it's a mixture, because obviously the agency SaaS.io is retracting agencies, freelancers, maybe coaches, just people in the business, entrepreneurs, even SaaSpreneurs, because that word's getting thrown around a lot now because of the award, SaaSpreneur Award. So we do get agencies and entrepreneurs on that angle. On our high level white label, we're getting businesses, like I said, everybody from attorneys, restaurants, septic services, and so on and so forth. I'll share with you this though, is that when you do, and if it's okay for me to talk about like the process of going back to the lead generation,
Yeah, please.
when you get people in through your lead generation, whether it's hopefully you're going to start an affiliate program, it would be good if you got the money to run some ads to kind of to try to get some flow, because in the beginning you're really going to need to do live demos, because not everybody's going to hit the site no matter how much information you got on there and how many videos you got, and you're like, you can tell what all it does or can help you with. A lot of people to spend $297, they're gonna be like, I want to see a live demo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So live demos are going to help you become a better salesperson for the platform. And plus two, it's going to help you understand that when an attorney gets on there, I'm going to show an attorney a lot of different things that I'm going to show a guy that does septic service,
Yeah.
right? Attorney septic, that's way the attorney, the attorney's really going to use the platform a lot, pretty much. The septic guy, and I'm just giving you guys some tips here. The septic guy is not even going to get on his high level account. Therefore, you have to set the system up for him so that when he gets a lead from his website, from the website chat, or even if there's an ad coming in, you just need to send him a personal text that says, hey, you got a lead. Here's the name and number. Call him now. Because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He's out in the field digging up a septic. He's not on
Mm-hmm.
the computer. So you have to have situational awareness with your client. So that's why, if you can, go niche when you start, you'll make your life easier. But if you don't go niche like us, be good at situational awareness and like, okay, I'm talking to an attorney, I know what to show him. Talking to septic, I know what not to show him and what to show him, and I'm gonna make his life easy. When he jumps out of the hole from digging that ditch and he's sitting eating a sandwich, he's gonna have 3 texts and he's gonna be able to call all 3 of those while he's sitting in his truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
So,
big deal.
tell me about the sales process, about the actual demo. So, is it really just a demonstration, or how much sales is involved with that? And what are some of your sales tips for closing these demos into actual uh,
That's a good one.
customers?
So it's more of a demo, because remember, we don't want to, we say sales, it is sales, but truly demo it. Like there's some key things that you need to go through on a regular demo. There again, depending on, is it an attorney or is it septic? If it's an attorney or anybody in between, like kind of in that area, you're going to show them briefly the conversation area where they can say everything at one time and can communicate. Show them the pipeline, how easy it's to drag and drop. You're going to show them, hey, if you want to make landing pages unlimited, here's templates. We're not even going to start you off with a white screen. We've got 100 templates already preloaded in there. You can just change pictures out, logos, so on and so forth. Quick view of like, here's the email builder. It's a drag and drop, like the MailChimps, the active campaigns. Go down to the automations. Automations are really simple. It all starts with a trigger. A trigger causes an action. You can have as many actions as you want or as little as you want. And then at the very end, just so you guys know how it's easier for me to close down a deal as we speak of today, is the last thing I show them is the AI helper with inside of our high level account, which you can get to and add it to yours. Is I show them like, hey, you don't know what to put on your emails, you don't know what to put on your website, your funnels, your ads, anything. You don't have ideas. I got it. I show them that screen and I walk through like, let me put in a product or service. Here's what the product or service does. Generate, goes to OpenAI, comes back, boom, beautiful. Got copy for your email. That right there, my man, has helped close down more demos percentage wise than any other thing, because uh, they won't tell you, but I'm sensing it. That's what a lot of the regular folks are scared of, because they're not like you and me and are marketers and, and entrepreneurs can just make things on the fly. These are business people that are working on their business, but they need some type of content copy, and they're scared of that stuff. They won't tell you, they won't speak it to you, but you'll learn it once you show them the artificial intelligence. They're like, you just see their mouths drop, like,
Hmm.
wow, this is amazing. So then I turn it from right there. Once I get that amazing part, I typically like to ask a lot of times, like, you know, so do you see do you see how this could be effective in your business? Then I get them to talking about, I kind of get them to tell me back that oh yeah, I love that pipeline area. I love this artificial intelligence. And then if you want to throw in at the end, it's like, well what would keep you from purchasing our product? Because like that's one thing I learned from Grant too. I'm not scared to ask people straight up the hard questions. Once you can ask the hard questions, what would keep you from getting this product? Then hopefully you'll find out what their true objection is.
Hmm.
Is it money? Is it because they got to get with their spouse? Is it because they're just starting and they don't think that they're ready for it yet? When I get that spot, they say, well, we're not ready yet because we want to do this and this. I was like, that's cool. But just understand, if you wait till you get here and start it, it's going to be a little bit tougher. Make it easy on yourself. Get it now that we can be building your database. You can be building your workflows. You can be building your things. And then when you get to here, you'll be like, I've got this now, and they can run with it. So that's just kind of the behind the scene for the demo side.
Do you have a high ticket offer that you sell, or do you kind of stick to the base $300 per month? Or do you have like a $5,000, $10,000, or $3,000 offer that you're currently
That's a
offering?
good question too. Let me take a sip here because I've been talking too much, right? Yeah, that's a good question there, because mentioning before about, start something and you find other opportunities. Well, as you know, the word SaaSpreneur, it's a combination of, SaaS and entrepreneur. There's also somebody coined it SWAS or
Hmm.
SWAS, I guess,
SOAS. So with the
software with a service. Okay. So we've kind of blended in software with a service too. So yes, we do now have a growth plan, which is a high ticket offer based on what the business is. If it's an attorney and septic service, those are different processes for a growth plan, right? Because there's a lot involved with taking care of the attorney one versus the septic one. So a growth plan for us basically is they get an account manager, anything they want built, automations, unlimited
mm,
landing pages, funnels, calendars, and we keep it up, make sure everything's running properly. If they get the growth plan, really all we want them to do, so that they don't try to mess up anything anyway, is we want them in the conversation area and the pipeline area.
mhm.
Take care of your engagements and take care of your sales pipeline. And we have a lot of people, they love that. Like
Yeah.
we're working with a can't say their name, but it's a fitness franchise, and we have them on a big growth plan. Like theirs required a lot, and we love doing growth plans too, because we love working, kind of one on one with people, because we know if we're building it, we're doing it, we're
Mhm.
really going to make it work.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, when you get somebody on a growth plan, they're really not ever going to leave you. The worst that they'll ever do, my man, is downgrade to the 297 and they want to try to do it on their own. That's okay
Mhm.
too, because we probably already had got 6 months of really good high ticket money anyway, but they're going to continue with the 297, and then they may come back to us for that. So which leads me to this point, is that if you get a high level program, and even if you're doing SaaS for the sub accounts, there's opportunities you can do growth plans. We offer just straight up build outs. So if somebody doesn't want to do a monthly growth plan for a higher ticket, we offer build outs at
Mhm.
depending on what the business is, where they can do build outs. So there's so many angles you can just continue to add revenue to this type of business. So you've heard this before, but it's a no brainer for most people, I would think.
Awesome. Well, kind of short on time here, but I wanted to get a couple more interesting questions in here. So you talk to a lot of agencies and a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm curious if you've seen certain traits in some of your entrepreneurs that give you an indicator that this person is going to make it, or this person is going to be a success and go on to build something big. Do you see anything kind of obvious or in patterns when you're talking to people,
You talking
entrepreneurs?
about you just talking about
And
entrepreneurs or the businesses side,
agency side, agencies, people that you're
agency
talking
side?
to.
Yeah, you know, pr- I'm gonna be honest, like 90% of the people that come to us for either consultation or are asking us questions through our group is they see the flash and the sexiness of like, hey, we can just get a high level account, get it on SaaS, sell all this stuff and work from the beach, right? That's just not that's not truth. Um, I think that most people, what I've seen so far, is that they're afraid to take those risks and just go for it. Um, but as far as like determining maybe if they're going to be successful or not, that's hard for me to really gauge. But I do, if I'm on a call with somebody or it's through a message or if I meet somebody at a conference and they're asking, um, I do try to find out, how bad they want it, because that's one thing I learned from Grant and some of the books, even Think and Grow Rich about, that having a burning desire. I think you got to really want it, right? Like you and I both, it's the middle of the day for both of us. Um, we're doing this, it's our passion. We love this. Not everybody wants to do it to that certain level. You can still be successful even if you don't have a burning passion about it, but it just makes it a hell of a lot more sense on the bad days when you got passion, because on our bad days, and I have a lot of them, at least I know there's like, nope, that's my goal, daggone it, and that's what we're going to get to. But if you don't have a passion about it, you're just going to give up on the bad days, right? You're going to be like, nah, it's probably not worth it. I've already spent 237 hours. I've spent, $8,500. Mm, if you got that attitude, you're not going to make it, in my opinion. So I think it's all about how bad do you want it. But there again, too, it's then finding the right resources and the right information. I heard someone say this too. I mean, with AI and Google and everything else out there, we live in a time you can find out about anything that's going on now, all the way back to the very beginning, Adam and Eve. But if you don't take the information that you need, the right information, and apply it, it's not going to do a bit of good. You can have artificial intelligence all you want. A lot of people think that it's going to put a lot of people out of jobs. It will in certain categories, but it's going to make me and you I'll have a lot better chance of growing our businesses and growing our expansion of people we reach. So we're excited about artificial intelligence. I don't fret it. I know that it is scary to think about what it could do one day, but I think one of the famous quotes that I really love is that in the future it won't be the smartest ones or whatever to inherit the earth. It will be the ones that are uh, easy to change, right? Or
Mm,
to pivot
adapt.
and adapt. There you go. And I think that's where guys like me and you are, is like, you know, we have to adapt. Like 6 months ago, me and Javier wasn't even talking about artificial intelligence and what could be done. Now we got two companies with artificial intelligence, or three if you count our white label, high level, because we integrated in there. So 6 months can change everything in an entrepreneur's life.
Absolutely. One last piece of advice for people looking to get into business, entrepreneurs in general. One piece of advice that you can give to new entrepreneurs. What would you say?
I would say that make sure, unlike myself, it's okay to have a full time job and figure it out on the side. I, and I won't tell you the whole story, but I just said, screw it. I'm going all in and just I walked away from some big money twice from corporate type jobs to get back into what my passion is, but I don't recommend it. Um, is it's okay to have a 9 to 5, so to speak. Learn on the side, get tools like HighLevel, learn something, learn a skill, learn how to build a landing page, learn how to automation, get a client, you know, make some money. And they always say, you know, until you get to side money that is equivalent to your day money, then you can consider to walk away. Because I don't encourage anybody to say, just because of my passion, to say, oh, you don't like your job, just walk away and start this. No, start it on the side, get used to it, work it, and then when it's time, you can make that move. So that would be the best piece of advice that I could give. Because when I'm 53 now, when I was 29, I walked away from the company that I was with, and of course I never looked back. And you know, it's not been uh, roses and rainbows since, but it's been worth it because here I
Mm,
am now on this podcast with you. Got 3 software companies now and a marketing agency, and I would never have thought of this, but here we are. It's all about the opportunities, and you can't find the opportunities unless you start going and searching.
amazing. Shawn, agencysaas.io, high level expert, SaaSpreneur. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been very, very insightful, very, very valuable. And I know that the information that I learned today is going to help me take my agency and SaaS onto the next level. So
Yep.
thank you so much
One
for
last
everything.
thing.
Hey, look at
Look at
that.
that. This is the one that we show
SaaSpreneur.
on there, and I'm going to tell you guys that if you'll go to that site, there's enough information on there to where you guys can be getting the same thing this next year. You know, to me, I don't care too much about the award. Just nice to be recognized, right? Because you know, ClickFunnels has got their thing or whatever. But it does help as a flex, if you will, in the agency space, because when they see, like, I hate that you have to do it, but when they see that you know what you're doing because you've got, you know, a few awards, you're talking about it,
Yeah.
at least then you get the opportunity to talk to somebody. And that's what it's about. You've got to find ways to find opportunities. And the only
Mhm.
way to do that is just straightforward. Man, thank you so much, man, for having me on the show. I got to get you on my show soon.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. Absolutely. And you know what seeing your SaaSpreneur award made me did for me is it tells me that it's possible. It tells me that there's people out there that have over 100 SaaS accounts that it's possible to do. It's a regular Joe started their agency and it's possible to do. And sometimes knowing that something's possible is the first step in being able to achieve it. So I personally thank you for
That
everything.
is right. No problem. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
All right. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.